All of you are please welcome in the hall. The next session is definitely very futuristic and very interesting for all of us to participate in. I welcome the seniors in the profession and my fellow delegates to this first technical session for discussing on the e-assessment. As I see, e-assessment is paving the way for the progress or development for earlier or easier administration of the tax assessment. It is making a road for an easier and expeditious completion of the assessment for us, the assessees. Surely, we want to welcome the approach and the steps for the progress. Reforms would be made possible only through the progressive and technical approach. It cannot be denied at the same time that there is a scope for improving the best of the things that are in existence. We have with us very experienced speaker in Advocate Shri Mukesh Patel ji from Ahmedabad and Senior Advocate Dr. K. Shivram, also the past president of AIFTP, the Federation, to share their views on the complexities and simplification attempted. If at all one requires any introduction, it is of the persons on dais, it is for me. But that is not very important. Learned Chairman and the Speaker are both very well known to all of us, and their brief introduction is already there in the book. So, to maximize the time that we have limited in our hands for this session, I would straight away request the Chairman, Dr. K. Shivram, to take the session forward from me here on. Thank you very much for being here.
Friends, we are starting the session. For today's discussion, the subject we have selected, that is you could not have got any better person than Sri Mukesh Patel. He is a renowned lawyer of our country and advisor to many non-residents across the globe. He is closely associated with the AIFTP, and of course we are having long relation with Mukesh Patel. When he said that he is going to speak, organizer told me to be chair. I was feeling it little, that such a senior person is there, what I have to chair. When they told me, don't worry, you are only the timekeeper there, you don't have to express your view on the subject. One thing I thought that is the subject being very new. Mukesh Patel is closely associated with the government, framers of the law, and along with the bureaucrats who draft the laws. We had number of discussion with him. And what we thought that as he was abroad, for today's discussion, we thought that let us give some material for you for discussion so that you must not have occasion to read the papers. But in the booklet, we have given one article on the subject, and that's you will find written by the young lawyer along with me, Mr. Shashi Ashok Bekal. Shashi is there? Yes, just let them audience see your face, okay? It's a well-written article. Then you will also find that in our journal, the month of October, we brought out one article on the new scheme. They are written by Mr. Firoz Anjaruddin, senior advocate, and Mr. Shashank Dundu, advocate. I think Shashank is here. Yes, please stand up. Yes. Why I am referring for this reason, like those who are the members of the AFTP, they must have read this article. Those who are not members of the AFTP, they may read this article that you may get it in 98 Bar Association's website, 88online.org. Now I have to speak only 5 minutes. Thereafter, Mukesh Patel will speak. Then what we thought, both of us, we will have the more interaction with the audience. And Mr. Wadhwa Sahib is a very senior person with a lot of experience and many people from so they will also guide us on this, how best we can go. Now, first thought is that the assessment, according to me, it is the best scheme. We may fail in the implementation, but conceptually it is very good. Why it is so good? You don't have to meet the officers. You don't have to interact with them. Who is doing your assessment, you don't know. Now we will find what is happening now. Recently somebody came to us, he told us, sir, this is the addition you want to make. And we told him, cannot make addition at all. No, sir, you want to make. Because he says that, he also says the SSC, all that will succeed in the appeal. That's why knowing very well that such addition will not stand before the CET appeal or the appellate, still they make the addition. And then this is where you will find that when the entire scheme is analyzed, before the assessment is made, 5-6 in-house check they are having. If ultimately the assessment is made, then possibly I think there will not be any much litigation. If at all, there could be litigation on different aspects, not on the assessment is concerned. Finally, what we feel that this e-assessment scheme will benefit to the tax consultant who are practicing on the basis of knowledge and not on the basis of contact. This is the great advantage which you are going to get, that for all of you who joined here with the intention to get the knowledge, all of you benefit by this new assessment scheme and need not have any contact with the department at all. Another thing, you see, you will find entire scheme. There is reference to Information Technology Act. There are, about 24 definitions. Out of that, we will find 8 definitions, we will find the Information Technology Act. In the article were written over there, we have given the reference to the Information Technology Act also, or you may read it. Therefore, that now, not only the Income Tax Act, we should know more Information Technology Act also. And recently, that the service by WhatsApp. A issue came before the Bombay High Court when the matter was argued before the court. Judge asked the advocate, have you served the notice? He said, yes, we have served, but nobody present. But still he told them, my lord, that this is the WhatsApp, we have sent him the notice, we have mentioned the matter today, and that in spite of the urgency of matter, the judge told him, show me the WhatsApp, whether that receive is there or not. And the advocate shown that, yes, that person has clicked that we have received. Based on that, the High Court took the view that it is the valid service, other side is not present, so they heard this and they given the stay on that matter. That will find that is, Cross Television Limited, you will find the judgment in the 88online.org where you can read the full judgment. Another instance, what we come across recently, that you are having maybe BlackBerry or chat. Many times you will find that a chat is going on. Your employee maybe, you must have given him the BlackBerry or the instrument to have the interaction with the client. But in the process, your employee chat so many things and write something in that. Tomorrow such survey take place, a department can take out the copies of that. Can they use that evidence against you or no? This issue came before the Bombay Tribunal, that is Kartina, Kaif. Bombay Tribunal taken the view, all right, that is the BlackBerry, entries are made, but you have not examined the person who have done the entries or the chat in that. So therefore, we cannot use that evidence at all. This is all the new type of the law which is going to develop. and how it will develop, the time only will tell us how it will go. I thought of referring only two issues before I hand over the mic to Mukesh Patel. One is, you must be aware that recent judgment of Supreme Court, that is NRA Iron and Steel, that reported in 311 CTR 263 Supreme Court, in order for IT online, where the review petition was filed. That was the damaging almost all the SSC under 68. Review petition was filed before the Supreme Court. All right, we could not attend date of the hearing. We should give an opportunity for hearing. Supreme Court called the records. Is it served? They found that it was served on charter content or the consultant who had authority to receive. Then the affidavit was filed before the court stating that no, that he was not keeping well, whatever may be. So that is the reason. Ultimately they found the same consultant was appearing in some other matter before the lower authorities. Supreme Court nothing doing, so therefore that we will not enter review petition. Why I am referring for this? Under the new scheme, your consultant can give his email, an option is there, and the notice comes to him. By any chance we don't attend, then possibly you may have difficulty of the restoring or assessment may be ex parte made by the authorities concerned. This is the one point possibly you may have to be very careful while giving the email or the other address of your consultant or the who's authorized to represent. Finally, one thing what we found that under old scheme also, section 199, there are also a lot of mismatches there. Under the old scheme, suppose you are a builder, you are following method on the percentage completion. The peer deduct TDS, but you will offer it when your construction complete. But 26 years will not match. So such type of issues will be there in the new scheme also, because they will go and computerize. Under computerized, how they will account it, we don't know. That is the reason we have made a lot of suggestions in our publication, later part of that. That we will discuss afterwards. Now, for the time being, I think this is what the initial remark on the scheme is concerned. On Mukesh Patel will highlight the scheme, and as we decided, we will have a lot of interaction with you. And meantime, we will also refer some of the issues, what we feel it is appropriate. But after writing the paper also, we find that to the 11th, department come out with one more circular on the assessment. That will not find the scheme. Just now we received intimation from IT online org. The 11th circular is on 11th December. One more circular has come, e-assessment. Those who are the subscriber at IT online org, they can visit and read, so they can also discuss on this issue concern. With this, thank you very much. Mukesh Patel, now floor is yours. Please come.
Good afternoon. Talking in the language of cricket, I think the first technical session has to be played with the Duckworth-Lewis formula. Friends, we've had torrential rains in the inaugural session. In fact, I was part of the proceedings, and it was so heartening to see that it was a grand inaugural session. My hearty compliments to the outgoing President, Dr. Sharaf. My congratulations to the incoming President, Nikitaben Badeka. Greetings to all in the AIFTP family with which I have been associated for more than 3 decades. And therefore, it's always a pleasure to come here. Friends, I would, with the permission of my dear friend and chairman, in fact, his being the chair was an added attraction for me to be here in this session today. Dr. Shivaramji has been a very dear old friend. And I'll just take, before I come on this subject, because this subject had to be, friends, reincarnated. You'll ask me why. The reason was, I think when this convention was planned earlier in this year, on the 19th of August, we were to present the official report and the draft bill of our task force to the Honorable Finance Minister. And we felt that this was perhaps an opportune time to discuss the entire provisions of the new bill. But for obvious reasons, because the government's focus is immediate and short-term firefighting, therefore, they have said that we would like to take a little time in going through the elaborate provisions and consideration of the draft bill that has been presented, because it is for the next more than 50 years that we are looking at. We've already had the present act for more than 50 years. But I would like to, at the outset, just take 2 minutes, as I mentioned, to say a few things which are within my domain. Because being a task force member, until and unless the government's clearance comes that we can talk about it in public, you'll obviously appreciate the restraint. But I think there is no reservation in my acknowledging the fact that the task force was as such immensely benefited by the recommendations of AIFTP, and in particular the contribution, the sterling role played by Shri S.R. Wadhwaji. Friends, I think we should give him a big round of applause. In fact, I was very eagerly looking forward to Dr. Shivaram. Also, I had continuous deliberations with him. Wadhwaji was very kind and as articulate and as vocal as he is. He was frank and forthright in expressing his views. I may only say here that we have, friends, because a couple of things that I can rather say, there's no problem. And what I can say is, if and when the bill sees the light of the day, you will find that from the present Income Tax Act, which is around 1,250 pages and running into 750 sections. 750 because we have all those ABCD alphabets and whatnot. So from 1250 pages and 750 sections, we have been able to simplify it, to bring it down to 381 pages and 400 sections. That is something which I can share with you without any reservation. And there is no ABCD. We have clean, straight sections. There are no provisos. There are no explanations. So the core task of simplification and rationalization, and in fact, I would say AIFTP, as a strong body as you are, Shivaramji and Nikita Ben now with you in the chair, I think you can take it up with the FM. It will be in the right opportune time to ensure that it is put for public consideration. And then the year 2020 will be at the time when you will really have to have brainstorming sessions on that. Friends, the task force, we really put in work of over 21 months. We had 89 meetings and 1,054 man-hours of work. So it was a deeply satisfying and rewarding experience. In fact, for me, it was, as I was telling Dr. Shivaram, that practically the last 4 years has been such a rewarding experience because immediately prior to the task force, we worked on the Simplified Tax Committee, headed by, as you know, Justice Ishwar. And that Justice Ishwar committee, again, we worked for 15 months. We gave 2 reports and invested over 256 hours. But honestly speaking, it was a great learning for me. And I would say it is not an exaggeration. In fact, the very concept of e-assessment was born when we were part of the Simplified Tax Committee recommendations, and that idea caught the imagination of the Honorable Prime Minister. And I would say the credit should go to the Honorable Prime Minister for taking this fast forward. And in fact, he said that after our report was presented, he said even while, the overall tax bill may be taken up for consideration, the e-assessment scheme should not wait. And therefore, as you know, friends, for assessment year 2018-19, the notices which came to be issued, they have all been taken on this. So let me now come to the provisions. In fact, as Dr. Shivaram said, and I mentioned Duckworth Lewis because, friends, rest assured, we will slightly play with your appetite because otherwise I am already beyond the lunch hour, Janak Bhai. But we will not play very truant. My idea is I'll just take the next few minutes to highlight some points. And as Dr. Shivaram said, we would like to have the maximum views, suggestions, and points from your side, which I believe AIFTP should now on, be presenting to the authorities. Because if you all recall, and those of you would have seen, on 4th of December, the National E-Assessment Center and the Institute of Chartered Accountants, they had a live webcast of an interaction on issues and challenges. And when issues were placed, even the PCCIT heading the NEEC was not clear. He said, we'll have to apply our minds, how it is going to happen. So friends, it is something like this. I am reminded of the great words of Alvin Toffler, the great philosopher and thinker, who said that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Friends, this is what is going to happen. This morning, those with 40 years, 50 years of practice were being felicitated. But they'll have to completely change their notions. As Dr. Shivaram said, it is going to be IT for IT, information technology for income tax. We've already had your e-returns over all these years, e-processing. Now it will be e-assessments. And to my dear friend Samir Jani, in Saurashtra, anything they say, it starts with E. That's the typical Gujarati. So I often say that, the whole new complexion of tax practice is going to change. It will be, just as they say, virtual offices. We have, just to give an example, we have a huge new building of the Income Tax Department built in Ahmedabad, the new building. You go there and you may feel for a moment that you've come on a day which is a holiday, because you'll hardly find people, anybody in the corridors. There'll be no vehicles around, too many, because it's all virtual. Try to ask your NRI friends, do they know what is the address of the IRS office in the United States of America? Nobody knows. The IRS is what you get through your mails or through your actual, maybe sometimes, the deposits that come into your account as refunds. So friends, the e-assessment is completely, and as Shivramji said, you'll have to now learn what is risk management. You'll have to learn what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, because these are the terminologies of the IT Act, which have been introduced here. And friends, the pilot project has begun. In October, when all the notices were complete for assessment year 2018-19, as you understand, by 30th of September, they said that out of more than 2.5 lakh cases selected for scrutiny for assessment year 2018-19, they gave the exact number. The Revenue Secretary, Ajay Bhushanji, said 58,319 cases are selected under the new scheme of e-assessment. And this scheme, friends, of course, is well known to you. It has been circulating around for the last few months. So I have no intentions. In fact, a request was made, and I'm glad that I didn't come with a PPT, because this is not a PPT session. This is something, friends, we have to, in fact, build the future. We have to create, the path for paving reforms. And therefore, I am just going to raise some issues for consideration, and I would be most happy if the chairman and friends, you in the audience, some of the very eminent and esteemed members who have views probably to share on the subject would take opportunity to share these things. So going to, friends, first of all, people ask me, Mukesh bhai, what inspired you? Because when we made our first recommendations as part of the Simplify committee, we said we should go for e-assessment. And people ask me, why e-assessment? Friends, we talk of high-pitched assessments. We talk of, taxpayers without even being served show cause notices, being bombarded with huge additions. There is bias, there is prejudice, there is expectation, and it is human nature, friends. When there is interface, all kinds of problems can arise. So, borrowing from the global experience, it was found that let systems work. We are at that level of IT that even the department can afford to, on the basis of a risk management strategy that they may have worked out, they may rely on artificial intelligence and machine learning to handle these assessments. And talking from the point of view of the department itself, just think about it, friends. You have so many big cities in India. And you see, people actually choose their jurisdictions based on select strategies. Just as you would want a particular life partner of your choice, by going through that. So you try to choose that I want to, though I may have my business here, I want to go to a particular jurisdiction for X or Y or Z reasons. Friends, why? Because these practices, they give rise to unhealthy situations, and more than that, the biggest leakages of revenue take place on account of that. And therefore, to get greater efficiency, accountability, and transparency, EAT, EAT, as we would like to simplify and put it, friends, you need to focus on the e-assessment where the, the entire emphasis is on faceless and jurisdictionless. Now, the faceless was started during these past couple of years, but still you knew that here is an officer. You were not supposed to go to him and he was not supposed to call you. But then, friends, it is human nature. There is always the temptation that you may give him a call or he may give you a call without keeping it on record. And therefore, the e-assessment during these past 2-3 years, though the very fact that things had to be on record, because earlier we knew that papers would vanish out of the file. Now those things are not possible. In fact, with the DIN now, virtually everything is minutized, in all respects. And therefore, these are some of the very big positives. But the jurisdiction-less, friends, because, of course, there also, please understand, it's not that you are giving an examination. In an examination, it is possible to conceal your name and number, and therefore neither the examiner nor you would know. Here, the examiner knows you by name, because it cannot be anonymous. But the entire model is such, you certainly don't know. And in any case, friends, the system is that even the examiner is not supposed to directly communicate with you. Because, as you know, friends, I'll just very quickly take you through, the setup. As you know, under the new e-assessment scheme, there are 4 units. The assessment unit, the verification unit, the technical unit, and the review unit. And as far as the assessment part is concerned, you have the National E-Assessment Center and you have the Regional E-Assessment Center. So all your notices that you have started receiving, they are from the National Center, because that is the center which will communicate, which will have the complete overall charge and control. It is like the tower which is there on an airport, which can see everything. After the notice is served, based on their risk management parameters, friends, the good thing is, which has started happening over these past few years, is gone are the days when you could be taken for a ride, being told that your case is picked up for scrutiny. No. You are specifically and clearly told that your case is selected for scrutiny for 1, 2, 3, 4. And though it is not clearly written in the scheme, Mr. Chairman, I believe, my personal view is that they will need to, because even for these couple of years, when we had the ITBA, scrutiny, e-scrutiny, the guidelines were that when it is picked up for a specific issue, if the officer wants to enlarge the scope of assessment, he has to get authority in writing from his senior authority. So I would say transparency is there. You receive the notice, you know very clearly that it is for, these points. Now, once your notice is received by you, then your case is assigned to a regional e-assessment center. And that would be done keeping in view the optimum, mobilization of the resources. And it's easy to understand, friends. If there are pharmaceutical companies all over the country, they have peculiar points for consideration from the departmental angle. Today what happens, if there are 100 places where these companies are assessed, there will be 100 assessing officers. And they may take all different kind of views. Now here, by and large, considering the specialization, if, pharma companies, let them be taken by a team or a group. And the concept of e-assessment, friends, at least as I understand, is going to be operating on team. You know, because we used to deliberate in the task force, and we used to say that if you are giving this charge only to one person, you know, the possibility is there may still be the, you know, breakthrough of that. But they say that it will be a teamwork. And I'll explain how it is going to be teamwork. So you are reasonably well insulated against any malpractices. So, you know, you have the regional e-assessment center which will focus itself on issues. They'll ask questions. They'll get information and feedback from you. Whatever you state need not be taken at face value. Say, for example, there are issues of Section 68. There are issues of valuation. There are issues which, you know, you have made certain claims, they need to be verified. So for these purposes, you will have a verification unit. And the verification unit will carry out its own verifications, including examination, cross-examination, etc., and will give that feedback to the assessment unit, which will utilize that information. There will be a technical unit, friends, particularly when it is issues relating to valuations, where there are issues where, you know, a legal view is to be taken. I would say, you know, this should augur well, because today what happens, assessing officers in a small place, they are not aware of the legal position, the judgments of sometimes even the Supreme Court. Even after, I remember TRF Limited came when Supreme Court very clearly laid down the judicial position in regard to bad debts. Friends, officers in small places, they were not even following this. They would say it is premature. Now, the law of the land is something, but here at least the technical unit will guide the assessment unit on the very typical technical issues. There will be issues relating to accounting standards, Ind AS. Today officers don't understand those things. At least you will have the benefit of technical unit. And friends, after this entire process of churning of assessment is completed, the good thing is, if there is any variation that is proposed, you know, in fact, the idea is that a draft assessment order would be prepared, and that draft assessment order, I'm glad that in order that if the assessment unit has probably missed something, you know, they expect that there will be a review unit which will independently cross-check. So, you know, the possibility, suppose the assessment unit is likely to go for an inflated edition, the review unit will keep in mind that after all this is also to meet the test of appeal, and therefore we need to check. So basically the assessment unit working in cohesion with the verification unit, the technical unit, and the review unit, all put together. Friends, I believe the quality of assessments under the e-assessment scheme is definitely expected to be far better. Because at least the person who is framing an assessment, even if he has, you know, those wishes in his mind, would not be able to really do things only for the sake of quid pro quo. So I think this, to me, is something which is very important, and therefore it makes the scheme very attractive. What is also, I think, I really like about this scheme is that you are going to get, you know, our biggest concern was, of course, there are some practical issues also I'll be taking up, but, you know, the biggest concern was, and this is which we used to deliberate, that, okay, many a times, you know, if your explanations are accepted, you have no worries. But suppose you have put across a point of view, And even after all these screenings that go through the different units, they are not able to accept something. Friends, the good thing is there will be something like a draft assessment order. And you will be given, along with a show cause notice, what have you to say on this. And that is the stage when, of course, I think even they do not know how they are going to go into the logistics, but it is very clear in the scheme that the taxpayer, the SSC, will have, if he so chooses, the prerogative, the right to have video conferencing. And many times, as I said, there are limitations in what you write and what the other person tries to understand, and therefore you can exercise video conferencing right. Now, all these things, even video conferencing, will help you, even if, suppose there is a disagreement and they make an addition. The advantage would be if you go in appeal, the video conferencing recording, you can use it as evidence. See, today what happens, additions are made and you are virtually feel at so many times that you are stabbed at the back. It is a high-pitched assessment. You have tried to make so many submissions orally, and you step out of the officer's chamber thinking that, oh, I have really done a good job. And the guy was listening just like Buddha, without giving any reactions. And then he puts that bombshell on you, and nothing that you spoke or articulated or explained gets into the order, and it's a one-side version. So at least, friends, everything that you give now will be there in the digital form on record. Everything that you speak or explain or articulate will also be part of the proceedings. So I think these are the reasons why I am quite upbeat on the system. Not to say that there are issues which need consideration, and there are issues which also need very firm representation, where I believe AIFTP can play a very key role in highlighting these. Some of the issues I am very glad, Mr. Chairman, sir, in the paper that has been presented by the young professionals who have assisted you. You have taken up some issues. Some issues came up my mind as well. I would very quickly go through them and try to finish up in time so as that we can have some broad discussion on this. As I said, one of the issue which people have doubts, but I don't have, and that is whether the assessment will be limited only to the issues that are raised in the notice, or it can be omnibus. In fact, let me tell you, in scrutiny assessments under the e-assessment of big corporates, you are told, because now there is a very clear concept of a limited scrutiny and a full scrutiny. So if it's a full scrutiny, then obviously anything can be looked in. If it is limited, my view is it has to be limited. And suppose the proper procedure is not followed, you can definitely challenge it in law. Friends, the second issue is, which is going to be a practical aspect, is the video recordings. Now, how are they going to work out? In states, where there are, today you have so many income tax offices. Will all income tax offices have those structures or logistics for video conferencing, or will people have to go to, the bigger destinations? I think these are still gray areas, but we'll have to focus. The language barrier. When you are to give, say there is a sale deed of 100 pages. Now, here in your own place, at least you have an officer who understands what it is. But if that sale deed is expected to be translated, because the regionally assessment center is in a completely different jurisdiction and you are required to do all that, Friends, the time element involved, the procedure, the cost, these are all going to be issues. Even upload, issues we have already gone through. Even today you are told that you have to ensure that your single attachment does not exceed, particular PDF, limit, in terms of the storage, MB and all that. So these are things which you will have to overcome. Then your access to submissions. Why should you be called upon to submit everything afresh before the Commissioner appeals when it is there on your e-filing portal? Can the CIT appeals not, have access to that directly? See, these are all aspects, relating to the actual practical implementation. Friends, another thing is they have used this term risk management strategy, but they have not spelt out anywhere what is that risk management strategy going to be. There will be a ticklish issue. I am a taxpayer in Gujarat. Gujarat High Court decision is in my favor and that has to be followed. But the regional e-assessment center is sitting somewhere else. Whose jurisdiction will you consider? My view is it should be jurisdiction of the taxpayer. But these are issues which will again have to be considered, friends. Quickly coming to virtually the last topic that I wish to take up, and then, friends, we can go for discussion. And that is, we need to represent on some things. Because, you see, what has happened is, they have brought out a scheme only under those two enabling sections of 143. And the scheme says it all. Now, whether the provisions of the scheme duly support or justify, in terms of letter and spirit, the provisions which are there in the Act. There are several anomalies. I am not going into that hair splitting. Time, if it had permitted, I had lots of things to discuss, but with the paucity of time, I'll go into only some basics. I would say, friends, AIFTP should take up this firm and clear. Joshi ji is here, he's been doing it for last so many years. Be loud and clear. You must take up boldly these issues that after all this verification, review, and everything, why do you still want revision? Friends, it is very difficult to understand that when so much of quality work has gone into framing of an assessment, do you still think that one commissioner sitting somewhere should say in the jurisdiction that, no, I have a point of view that it is prejudicial to the revenue? I think this is, Vadvaji, you will be a better judge to take up or consider such issues. Then, friends, there will be a necessity to align so many provisions of the Act with the scheme. Even today we know we have problems of CPC. Now the issues are under the scheme, they say that after the assessment is framed, the penalty, prosecution, rectification, demand, recovery, all this will come back to the jurisdictional officer. It is something like this. Today CPC does something in your case and then says now the rights are transferred to the jurisdictional AO. You go to the jurisdictional AO, he says, how will I take this on me? It is CPC who has done this. You fight with them. Friends, this issue of ownership and accountability qua these different units, I think this is likely to be a ticklish issue. Just imagine, the assessing officer, your jurisdictional assessing officer has not even been a party to the proceedings. But he is told, no, you will decide on penalty. You will decide on prosecution. You will decide on rectification. Friends, these are going to be some ticklish issues. I think we will have to handle this. And then there is a mischievous provision in the scheme which says that there is a power to transfer the case to the jurisdictional AO, considering the complexities. Now, this is something I think we need to raise our voice. It will strike at the very root of the e-assessment. Just because they do not wish to give you, the privilege or liberty to enjoy such a robust scheme, they may say that we are transferring your case to the jurisdictional office. We do understand, okay, for now, you say search cases 153A to 153C, you cannot have e-assessment. 147 also you want, personal assessments, fine. But I believe some of these issues which are there, they have to be considered, and you must ensure that, we do not get into this. Friends, I would only like to conclude by saying that when solving problems, as they say, we must dig at the roots instead of just hacking at the leaves. So this scheme does have challenges, does have issues which need consideration, but then the benefits of them are so overwhelming. And as I have articulated my subject, this entire philosophy and practice of e-assessments, friends, it will pave way for the pioneering reforms that we need, in terms of what we've always been talking about: efficiency, accountability, and transparency, friends. So let us hope for the best. I think it's time that we change our way of looking at things. As I said, we will need to, I started with TOEFL. I would like to end with a beautiful share of one of my favorite shaires, who has so articulately said that if you don't change with the times, with the winds, you will be nowhere. And sometimes the correction is required, maybe just a wee bit, but if you focus right, you will reap your fruits. And he has so beautifully said, नजर को बदलो तो नजारे बदल जाएंगे, नजर को बदलो तो नजारे बदल जाएंगे, सोच को बदलो तो सितारे बदल जाएंगे, कश्तियां बदलने की जरूरत नहीं है. He says, कश्तियां बदलने की जरूरत नहीं है, दिशा को बदलो तो किनारे बदल जाएंगे. Friends, this is what we are looking forward to. And as we march on to the new year 2020, let us look forward to a new era of practice, a new era of reforms, and something that we all can stand up and with pride. When we were, friends, having the national anthem, what kind of goosebumps do we have? Let us feel that we, as taxpayers of this country, can say proudly that we have a model tax system in the world. Thank you very much.
Yes, please wait, please. What, in the beginning I mentioned that you would not have got any speaker better than Keshbhai Patel to discuss this new subject. I think he proved to be right. Yes, first class, very good. Now only, of course, before we ask some, I think mic has to be given to the audience for we will ask the question answer. But before that, we may also refer that, that one point, because he is being the part of the government, or at least, representing us in the government. See that we are having 1955 circular, where it says that though you have not claimed in the return of income, certain, the department finds it, they have to give it. Now under new scheme, suppose your SS is not claimed deduction at all. And of course they may accept it, whatever may be the finding, that all right. But is there any provision where that the SSC can get the refund? As of today it is not there. So there should be something where the SSC entitled to certain refund or due to some deduction, which your technical team may find out. I think if they do certain thing like that, possibly that entire, that boost to the scheme will go and citizens will all right. Though I have not claimed deduction, whatever the reason, and here is the where the department able to give me some relief, though it is due to me. I think you may just consider this because this is one of the point what we thought we should share with you. Another thing, that when we argued some matter report, Bombay High Court, the TCL Limited, they reported in the 241 taxman 138, where the High Court judgment of Bombay High Court, some matter they accepted, some matter they not gone to the High Court. When the second matter came, once again department wanted to argue. Then High Court found that a few days back you accepted our judgment, you have not gone to the Supreme Court. Now why you want to argue once again this matter? Then High Court called the Chief Commissioner, then also called the ESG. Then they told them, all right, this is going to be lot of difficult to the taxpayers. Why can't you have a legal corner in your tax administration where you put all the judgment, where it accepted, not accepted, this is the issue involved. In fact, the department prepared some affidavit just to show the court they bought one in the income tax, you will find that legal corner. That day updated it, they have put it, and yesterday only we saw that.
This is one of our recommendations.
Yes, he says that one of recommendation, but thereafter not updated at all. See, this is the happens, possibly like what you are having that in mind. The technical scheme may be able to know that yes, these are judgment, and SSC may be able to know this judgment is accepted. In the written all day, this is the judgment, this is the issue accepted. Possibly, lot of things can be done under this. This is the what we thought that may help us even the better. Now, the one more thing, of course, no doubt as Mukesh Patel pointed out that the penalty. We don't know how the officer has not done the assessment, levy the penalty. And is there any, suppose, all right, assuming the addition is made, I am in appeal. If I had convinced the officer, I have not gone in appeal, whatever the reason, all right, don't levy the penalty, whether a discretion or no. Whether, suppose he may say, all right, my technical team said addition to be made, why should I will levy the penalty only. So this is the things where possibly the officer should have discretion not to levy the penalty and not to go, though they are suggested for the prosecution and they may not be able to. But prosecution, launching may be very easy, but possibly when they go to magistrate court, they may not be able to get this being that suppose the counsel is very smart, he may say, I want to cross-examine. Whom will cross-examine? Officer, they have not done any assessment over here. But who had done the assessment? They are done by so and so. Which is that officer? Nobody knows. Whom I will cross-examine? So these all issues will come when the final aspect of the discuss on this. There could be number of issues like this, as Mukesh pointed out. So what we suggested in our paper, one of the officers who are maybe in charge, they should visit smaller places, they should interact with the tax consultant, they should know what are the difficulties. And thereafterwards, we also suggested if you are having any issues on that, write to the AFTP, the representation committee will take up the issues with the appropriate authority, so that therefore that we can do better. Finally, we also suggested in that there could be like one publication, like after 2-3 meetings, just to understand, maybe question answer, taking benefit of all the professionals across the country. And if you bring out a small publication of e-assessment, that may benefit all of you. With this, if any questions, please come forward. You can ask the questions. Mic over there. Yes. Ravi.
More than questions, suggestions.
Yes. Or suggestion, questions, whatever may be.
Yeah.
But you
So
please
taking it forward
to me.
from what you
You're
have,
not supposed to answer, you will answer.
yeah. So sir, just taking it forward from the 1955 circular that you quoted. So there are judgments that the appellate authorities are bound to correct all the errors. That is, even if a correction is not, something is not claimed, leading it to that some benefit or something has not been claimed, the appellate authority is under jurisdiction, has the enough power to carry out that correction. One. So two, the entire thing is dependent upon the mindset of the officers. And what the CBDT has been promoting. Recently, CBDT started a booklet by name Tax Log. And if you go through, 2 volumes have come, 2 editions have come till now. If you go through the articles, you see or everything is in favor of the department. They forget that, look, they are tax administrators. The 1955 circular has been kept at bay. Nobody bothers. They forget that they are only to watch that correct taxes is to be, not to extract something which is not due. There are no deterrents on the department. Refunds, still we get at interest of 6%. We once, along with Mr. Wadhwa, once we represented before a committee, and there it was, the gentleman was, they said 6%. Indirect taxes permits you 12%. So why indirect tax is 6%? And this is the reason that even if the department makes an addition, they say, how does it matter? We are only paying you 6%. So the mindset of the department has to change. Some deterrent has to be put on the wrong action done by the department. I just take an example. Sir, I have just a couple of days back drafted an appeal to the tribunal. The CIT appeals follows it is in relation to 222E. He follows Gopal and Sons HUF without comparing the facts, and then writes 12 pages on this. Now that is the sort of a mindset of the commissioners. So how do we expect that under
Yes,
e-assessment,
the only thing is, here we
under
want a-
e-assessment we will
No,
get
agree,
justice?
But no, what, let me clarify. Here we request to anything in connect to e-assessment only. Otherwise, that possibly I think we will not able to. If you have any specific on e-assessment, please on the suggestions you can give it on that. Otherwise, I think will may be difficult on the answering is concerned.
I think Mukesh ji has very well summarized the whole scheme. In fact, I myself has been propagating the same view that it is a very good scheme and it will be very successful. In fact, in initial stages, there are certain issues, as Mukesh ji have also mentioned, Dr. Shivram also mentioned, but there are certain now, presently some issues, practical problems are coming in few cases. One practical problem, which I am sure that it is for time being, that time given in the notice is very short, in fact. That the general practice that notice is given, time for the given will be 3 days, 5 days, 4 days, like that.
Under the scheme, you
Yes.
see, currently you are right. They are
Yes.
not giving time.
Right.
But under the scheme, they have said that there will be a 15 days time.
Right.
So,
that-
so you can expect that
Yes. There is
things
a
will change.
practically
Things will
there is
change.
some problem.
And I may tell you that it is for the first time that it has happened.
Yes.
Are you aware that notices under the new scheme have already started coming? Not that your case is picked up.
Correct.
But, in December
Yes.
itself,
Yes.
it was something which was very rare.
Right.
Cases, which are to be time barred otherwise
Yes.
in December. So, the entire job, because this is focused, national and regional
Right.
assessments, their endeavor is that on issues where, they are satisfied. So, I would urge the chairman, sir, I would like to urge all members, the time, and they have followed this 50. I know of taxpayers who received notices last week. They have been given time 25th, 26th December, exactly 15 days. If they properly comply and give a complete reply, I believe it's very likely they'll start getting orders from January onwards.
Correct.
So, this is a pilot scheme,
that's-
and as we go through the experiences, we can, I think, look forward to better times.
Definitely, I am sure. That is what I said. I believe that this will improve and everything will be set right. Another thing for the time being is that in spite of the fact that cases picked up on a limited issue, but they are issuing general questionnaires. There is another practical problem, of course, over a period of
There
time. this will
again,
sort out.
you see today, let me tell you, you can expect the regional and the national e-assessment centers. In fact, you will get notices only from national. The regional will coordinate with national and they will talk to you. So basically, even if you go and ask your jurisdictional officer, he would not know where your case is being monitored from.
Uh,
See,
what-
that is the kind of secrecy at least they are maintaining.
One more problem I am actually facing in one of the case for which we have filed the writ also in the High Court. The notice was prepared on the system on a particular date. Notice contained a particular date, but that was not sent through email or not put anywhere in the service mode. And subsequently, it is being claimed, subsequently 3 months later, the AO sent the by email, and now it is being claimed by the department that we had issued. This is the date of the notice, so that is date to be, that was never communicated, never put on the system, never put on the
Noted.
email. So that
Noted,
is
but
another part.
only thing, friends, when we are talking of e-assessment today, I have basically talked about
18,
e-assessment 2019. And the proof of the pudding will be in eating it. And therefore, I said initially that it's futuristic. What e-assessment you have had during these past 3-4 years under the jurisdictional AO
Correct.
e-assessment scheme,
Yes.
those handicaps,
Those handicaps.
prima facie should not be there in the new
No,
scheme
no.
because of its very nature.
Yeah,
Okay.
I fully support this.
Okay, Abraham, I think Delhi quota is over now. To Delhi, I think. Now, please.
Okay.
Some other place. No, because I am not telling that we are constrained of the time. We are constrained of the time. Yes. Which place? Not from Delhi, na? Okay, then is all right. But Delhi both have finished their quota. Yes, please. Yes, Hyderabad can.
This is regarding notice, scrutiny notice. One of my clients issued the notice regarding your case has become scrutiny. But they are not mentioned any particular in the point regarding what, whether it is full scrutiny or is it one for particular point only. So we are given the email, there was no reply. Then I met to the concerning judicial officer, there is no reply. Now, time is, this is regarding assessment as 17 and 18 assessment here. Time is already over. But I have not heard anything. Whether it is going to reopen afterward or not, I don't know. Nothing, no communication from either from judicial officer, neither from the CPC, nothing. The regional
Once again, at the cost of repetition, I am saying what I have talked about, and I think after 31st December, we will all be concerned only with 2018-19 assessment year and onwards, which will all come within the framework of the new e-assessment
I
scheme
agree.
2019.
In between what I heard from the department, but I have not issued. It is going to issue 148 notice. I come to know through the department that they are going to issue 148 notice and they will reopen the assessment. But still 4-year time is there. So what shall I do? How to proceed or not to proceed? That's what I want to know.
I
under
think
this
there
scheme.
are issues we can even talk over lunch. If there are any very critical, focused issues on the new scheme of e-assessment announced recently, friends, just tell us because I would expect AIFTP to work on that
No,
more
they
than
will work
anything
out,
else.
but only thing is, yes, please.
Yes.
Sharma ji, only
Yeah.
very small, huh?
In an
Not big
excellent,
question, huh?
an excellent article in the in the booklet, one of the definition given is registered email address. My question is regarding service of notice. I think that registered email address will be useful for service of notice only. And if you see that definition, there are say 5-6 scenarios given. One is service of notice on e-filing account, last IT return, PAN database, Aadhaar record, then registrar of companies record, address given to IT authorities. My question is, it will be too difficult. Is it that on any of the email address notice can be served, or otherwise we'll have to, according to me, we should represent that it should be a particular email address on which only notice can be served. Otherwise, it will be too much to expect from the assessors and chartered accountant for the service of notice.
It's a good suggestion. I think this should be pointed out. Yes, Vadva sir.
You see, I had met the chairman a few days ago. There were some legal problems arising in connection with the implementation of the scheme. So he told me, let the budget be over, then you come over with the suggestions and we will have a small committee in the CBDT. My suggestion is, whatever you are doing directly with the commissioners or keep on doing, the problems which are of a general nature, you kindly send it to us so that we can compile the complete list and present it to the chairman at the highest level I have asked him that we would like to come and discuss the matter with you, so that you understand our problems. So there are problems, operational problems are there, conceptual problems are there. You go on doing at the local level, but please tell us. And I have seen that articles. There are many good suggestions have been made, and Mukesh ji has also made very good suggestions. Sir, I will send you some points also, so that you can also at your level take up with the.
I would suggest, Vadvaji, let AIFTP in each of your, I believe you have every quarter a convention, or conference. As a convention is your annual affair, conference. In each conference, because this is a very dynamic subject, let me tell you, and only as we pass by, see, one good thing is that at the top, as you rightly pointed out, whether it's the chairman or in the board or the authorities who are the decision makers, they have challenges, they have issues, they have difficulties, but they are sensitive and they are receptive. So, they are highly sensitive and they are receptive. So, with you sitting in Delhi, with many of us, having our close connections with the board and the Ministry of Finance, we will try to ensure that, the journey. I would only like to end by saying one thing. As they say, friends, even a journey of 1,000 miles is taken step by step. So we have to move in that direction. I recall those days, Shivramji, when e-returns were started. There were prophets of doom, and who used to say कि इंडिया में e-returns हो ही नहीं सकते, गांव में कहाँ कंप्यूटर है, इंटरनेट कहाँ है, ये है, वो है, this is going to be a miserable failure, we will not ever. And today, in retrospect, friends, just imagine if you did not have CPC, if you did not have 26 AS and all these things, with almost over 6 crore IT returns that are filed, would it ever have been possible to process returns, give refunds? So IT for IT is the only solution. You have to go to systems and procedures. No doubt, when you embark on something new, आप नए घर में भी रहने जाते हैं, तो आपको तकलीफ होती है, दरवाजे बंद नहीं होते हैं, खिड़कियाँ खुलती नहीं हैं, आप floor पे कहीं, you try to slip over, but then as you start living in the house, you start getting used to, you start overcoming your problems. So let me tell you, let us not just because this or that has happened. And I would say AIFTP, friends, though I have not been able to devote as much time as many of my friends and seniors do at AIFTP, I have the highest regard because you really work for it. And I think this is going to be the real challenge. And now forget your past, वो सब दिन चले गए, अब बदल गए. See, today you can now take a vacation anywhere in the world. Even if you are sitting in Iceland or Greenland, आपका e-assessment है, आप बैठे-बैठे वहाँ से नेट पर से मॉनिटर कर सकते हैं. You want decisions, you don't need your library books. You can search and go on the net, आपकी online ORG से कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. So it's all virtual offices. So I think we'll have to learn the new tricks of the trade and go through accordingly. And we must, as Mahatma Gandhi used to say, that be the change that you want to see and be. So be part of it rather than just being an outside critic. Try to involve yourself, rope yourself in, and go forward. I think if you do it in that spirit, friends, there is absolutely no reason why we cannot. Please.
Last question.
Sir, this is regarding service of notice in respect to this e-assessment. Till today, we are getting these notices through portal, income tax portal. But unfortunately, all the income tax assesses, they are not regularly searching to their portals. So is it not better that one notice should be served to their email ID so that at least the assessee could come to know that service has been made? नहीं आ रहा, No, no, we are not getting any service of notice to mail. So this is a suggestion from our side that unless it is served through mail, how could the income tax assessee could know that he has been served with one notice?
Sir, regarding e-assessment, right now, in the full scrutiny, though there is a region of the limited scrutiny, and the assessing officer are duty bound, because yes, there is only claiming the excess refund due to the forget to filing the return showing the partner's remuneration. So revised return is filed. Only the reason is that why refund excess claimed in the revised return. Now it is only one reason is there, but it is a full scrutiny. Now the department is saying we are duty bound. So my question is that under the new this E scheme, whether this type of the PT issues on which, because it's a hierarchy system, once it is being formulated, it is a full scrutiny, then it has to be full scrutiny. Because that, because right now, I say that the point is that why there is excess claim, I am filing this document, a very limited documents. But they are saying, no, 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 no. Once it is a full is full. In the new scheme, because in the E scheme, there is a problem that we cannot ventilate our grievances, like in CPC also. On the 3 notices, it's invalid.
Okay, thank you very much, because I think now they
No,
have to-
actually, because from the department. And so, because we are the victimized, because in the e-assessment, there is nothing to hear.
You are right, but there are judgment of the tribunal, once they taken to only limited, they cannot make any other addition.
No, sir.
You
Actually,
will have
my
one.
question is different because my question, there is only one issue. CPC has mistakenly or otherwise, it made it open, meaning full scrutiny. Now, the officer is saying, okay, आपका एक ही है, मगर आपको सारा देना पड़ेगा, बैंक लाओ, ये लाओ, वो लाओ. अभी नया वाला में मैं क्या बोलता हूँ कि e-assessment बहुत बढ़िया है, हम भी करने के लिए राजी है, मगर प्रॉब्लम है CPC से हम लोग अभी दुखी है. We are the very problem with the CPC.
No, you are
CPC
right,
के पास
you are
काम
right,
नहीं
because-
है.
No, no,
C-
that is
CPC
what we have suggested in
Sir.
our article also.
Sir.
That has to be, there has to be some system has to be modified or whatever maybe, they would able to react immediately. So we will take.
हमारा यही है सर कि मतलब जो है कोई भी चीज हो हमें पहला जो नोटिस आए उसको हमें समझने का मिले कि हमारा क्या एलिगेशन है.
Okay.
फूल
Thank
में
you.
आपका एलिगेशन
No, no, I
रहता ही
agree.
नहीं है.
Okay, thank you
Yes.
very much. We'll take
Thank
your
you.
suggestion.
Thank
Oh,
you.
finally, before I think they are energizing, Srivastava sir, one point I thought of clarifying with you. You know, like you are saying that article or department, they are all poor revenue. Rightly so, because that is written by individuals, not by the department. No, no, no. Published by department, see that is all individual views, not of the, so that's why. So therefore, they cannot write anything, then they, tomorrow you may quote it, is the department, that is not possible. No, no, I agree, that is all written by individual officers of their, for their purpose, not for anything else.
So what I
Okay,
want to
okay, fine, fine, because that is the what I am telling you. that
no,
the-
what I wanted to point out there is that department has to be fair, a balanced and fair. It has to
Okay.
give both sides.
Okay,
Not
thank
only
you,
the
thank you.
what favors the
Please
department.
go ahead. Thank you very much, thank you, thank you.
Before I start the vote of thanks, I would like Mr. Rajesh Muni to hand over the memento to our speaker. Abe, આપી દો ને તમે પ્લીઝ. He'll give. To our speaker, Mr. Mukesh Patel. To our chairman. I request Sri Praveen Veera to hand over the memento to our chairman, Mr. K. Shivram, Senior Advocate. Friends, before I complete the vote of thanks, I would like to announce that the next session will start in 20 minutes because this chairman has to go. Friends, coming to the RT task of vote of thanks, I would really thank Mr. Mukesh Patel, the speaker, and our chairman for a extremely enlightening conversation, and especially something which is new There was a very balanced viewpoint that was presented by the chairperson and the speaker. So I request everyone to thank them with a hearty applause. Thank you.